Hey everyone, welcome to One Player, where I take you through some solo games, run through the rules, show you a little bit of gameplay, and help you hopefully make a decision on what you think about the game. Today we are playing Crypt from Road to Infamy Games. This was a Kickstarter that I got a couple months back. Really cool job on the box art. I think this came out really great. And this is a kind of a cool, like, bidding, kind of push your luck game. You use dice to bid on treasures. Our goal is to collect the most treasures from our deceased father's crypt, more than any of our other relatives. In the solo game, I believe you can play with up to 4 players, but in the solo game, we're playing against the ghost of our dead father. He will be the AI. Here are his dice. This fetching purple color. These are my dice. I'm playing as this shady looking character, and with the black dice. And essentially we're gonna have a selection of cards to be able to bid on. I will bid against the automated AI, and we're gonna try to make sets and get different bonuses as defined by these different collectors. So tapestry, jewelry, remains, idol, pottery, and manuscript collectors will each give us different bonuses based on the kind of sets that we collect by the end of the game. These are actually pretty neat because they're double-sided, so they'll have any way you lay them out will probably be a different way than you played the last game. So for example, this fella on the B side, if you have 4 remains, the full set of remains in this case, you would get an extra 10 bonus coins. But on this side, if you have 2 remains, you can flip them, show your opponent, which obviously in this case we won't be playing against, and recover 1 die. So that's kind of like a in-game bonus. So pretty cool, and I like the way they did that. I think it's smart and gives the game a bit more variety, so you're not always just going for the same cards. Let's start. I have everything prepped and ready. So this is our deck of treasure that we're going to be looting from. Every turn we're going to put out 3. We're going to put out, and then 2 of them are going to be face up. 1 is going to be face down. And in this mode, we act as though this is a value of 2.5. So it kind of assigns the value. Obviously, it could be more or it could be less. It gives a bit of a mystery to the bidding process. So what I do is I decide if I want to bid on these items. Given that we just saw this remains collectible give me 10 bonus points, I am going to bid on both of these. And I'm going to bid a 6 and a 5. Maybe a 5 and a 5. Or maybe 2 3s and a 5. So you can double up your dice. You can play as pairs. And this will beat out any 6 roll that our opponent gets. This maybe won't, but we'll see. So then we take our opponent's dice, we roll them through the tower here. We're playing this as the Crypt, obviously. And so our opponent has rolled a 4, a 4, and a 3. These... Excuse you. This pair of 4s will actually beat out our pair of 3s, so that will go there. The 3 will go onto this card, because it can't beat out the 5. And then we have an opportunity, because we went first, we hold both the leader and the lights out card. So the first player is the leader, the last player, that's also me, is would have the lights out card, which means I get to place servants on 1 more treasure card. So I could theoretically place 2 5s. This is probably going to screw me for the next round, but I'll show you how that works. So I'm going to place 2 5s, knock our opponent's dice off. I win these bids. His dice goes back here. He wins this manuscript, which I'll put above the manuscript collector here, face down, as it would be. Now this is where the push your luck comes in. Because I've bidded 5s, I have to roll 5s or higher. So this is probably where we're gonna lose out. So I rolled 2 4s and a 3. that means all of my servants, these servant dice, are exhausted. So I'm going to place them to the side, and I don't get to play next round. But I did get both of these remain cards. So these go into my treasure collection, and then we'll flip the next set of treasure. So here we go. So we've got 2 tapestries, 1 idol. Our opponent is going to go first. They get the leader and the lights out card. So their roll will be a 6, a 4, and a 3. Whatever they roll, they're going to win it, because my turn is going to be taken up by reviving my servants. So on each turn I can either bid or I can revive. I will revive them and place them back on my shady looking inheritor here. And that's the end of that turn. So I've given him a few points here, but I'm hoping that this 10-point bonus will come in handy. Fingers crossed. Next round. So you see the rounds do move pretty quick, and as long as you've got the hang of the roll and the bidding, it's pretty straightforward. I can see how this would be really fun with more than one player, because you're kind of bidding against one another. Although I do really like the luck element, where you're banking on the AI rolling either really good or really bad. And that works pretty well too. It's kind of a fun, it sucks to be beaten by the dice, but that's what makes the game interesting. All right, so we've got 2 manuscripts. We have 1 pottery collector, or 1 piece of pottery. Now the manuscript collector at the end of the game, if we have 2 manuscripts or more, each of them will be worth 4 points. So this will be worth 4 points, even though it only says we get 2 gold for it. And whatever this is, whether it's a 1, a 3, or a 4, because we don't know, this will be worth 4 as well. So I'm going to go and place some bids on those ones. I have the leader and the lights out card, so I do get a little bit of an advantage, as I said, going first. Just like our opponent did last time. I'm going to go with 4s this time around and hope that our opponent doesn't roll. If they roll a really good one, they can put it there, and they can take it, but then hopefully, well, let's see. We got a 6. We have a 6 and a 2. So the 6 kicks me off. The 2 does not. I then have the lights out card, so I can place 1 more servant. Or I can place servants on 1 more card, I should say. Well, I should do double 3, right? So I'll do a double 3, knock off their 6, and then I have to roll 2 3s and a 4. So, okay, that's embarrassing. I hope you can see that is a 1, a 2, and a 3. I'll give myself credit and keep this one, but these 2 are going to be exhausted. So next round I'm bidding with 1 singular dice. I don't know if I'm playing this a bit too aggressively, but hey, who knows? Strategies will differ, I suppose. All right. Here we go. We got some jewelry out. We got some pottery out. Let's give the leader card to our opponent. The ghost goes through the crypt again. And we got 2 2s, so we're going to double up on that one. So we can't knock this one off. He's won that fair and square. We can't knock him off with a 6. We could knock this one off with a 5, but I don't know if I want to risk 5 just to get a 1. So what about if I just bid 1 right there? And then I win this pottery. Oops. Commercial break. I win this pottery and win more than a 1. Then our opponent gets these 2 cards. I suppose I could have not won the pottery and just brought my dice back too. Ooh, maybe that is actually what I'll do. I'm gonna revive my servants. You didn't see that, right? I can go back. This is the benefit of one-player games. So this card didn't get claimed, so I'm gonna put it on the unclaimed pile. Our opponent does, however, take these 2 jewel cards, and we get the leader card back. So then, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Oh no, I should. So then on our next turn, that was a good decision because now I have my 2 remains, and that is what I'm concerned about because I really want that 10 bonus. It sucks to give up a guaranteed 4, but I think it's worth it in the long run because you're getting an extra 2.5 points for every card you're getting. I think it's worth it. I think. Just bear with me. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we'll do, let's guarantee ourselves this fella, we hope, with 2 3s. Yeah, 2 3s? Yeah, okay, let's do 2 3s, and then we'll do a 4 over here and hope that they don't get like a 6 and a 5 or something like that. Okay, they got a 5, a 4, and a 2, and that's perfect because they can't knock us off here because they've got a 4 to match our 4. Their 2 doesn't do anything. They didn't get a double, so we will claim both of these, complete our remains set. They will take the jewels, and that's okay, we guess. And then I have to roll 2 3s and a 4, and I rolled a 6 and a 4. So 1 of my dice is exhausted, and 2 of them are ready for my next turn. All right. Another thing to note is that you'll see I'm not rolling the AI dice for exhaustion. So the AI will always play with 3 die. That makes sense. 1, because I don't think ghosts get tired, and 2, it would be somewhat unfair for us to be able to dictate how many dice they roll with at any one time. I think we'd exhaust them all and then decide to only roll with 1 die per turn. So it makes sense. All right, that's a pretty good, all right, we got a pretty good treasure haul here. So that was a little too vigorous there. Okay, so we got a 4, we got a 2, we got a 1, and I have 2 dice to place. I think I'd like to get this tapestry and see if I can beat him out on this. I don't know if he's got, well, if he has a 1 and a 2, then I'd beat him if I can get both tapestries. If he has a 1 and a 4, we could still both get the bonus if I got both tapestries. This would be a 2 and a 3. Each set has a 1, 2, 3, 4 card, if that makes sense from what I'm talking about. So I think I'll place a 4 and a 3. And remember, he can only now place servants on 1 treasure card, so he's going to knock 1 of these off, but I am going to be guaranteed to get 1 of them. And he does not, because he rolled a 3 and a 2. He can't knock my 3 off, so I win both of those cards. That's great. I have to roll a 3 and a 2 for my exhaustion. I rolled a 5, so my 1 dice gets exhausted there. I have a tapestry and an idol. He gets the pottery, which, I'm thinking he's looking pretty good for the win here. Let's see. So we got 1, 2, and 3 here. So again, this is worth 2.5 for as far as we're concerned. So we place it in the middle, so our ghost bids fairly. I'd like to collect this one. I have 1 dice to place, and that makes me think that either I should revive everybody and then just try to go for this, or I should place a 6 on here and hope that he doesn't get any doubles. Because if he does, then I'll be screwed, and that would suck, because then I wouldn't be able to get anything. Well, I'll be able to get one of these, I guess. Alright, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. He got a double 1. That's fine, because that still doesn't add up to 6. He gets a 3, so he places that there and that there. And then with my second turn, I'm going to revive my 2 dice, so at least I have something to play with in the last round. If I can roll a 6, that'd be great. But I'll take this 4. He will get the jewel set, which he has a full set of jewels, and an idol, which is hopefully, well, hopefully we got the 3. Did we get the 3? No, he got the 3. Oh, I forgot. I can flip one of these up to re-roll it. I wonder if I can do that with exhaustion. I believe that I can. So if I don't get a 6, I can flip this, show our opponent our card. Even though, you know, he's a ghost, he's omnipresent, right? Or at least able to look through tables. Is that a thing that comes along with being a ghost? Can we roll a 6? We cannot. So this is still exhausted. The leader card goes to him. And we have our last treasure pot, in which, by process of elimination, we can see that this is a 2. We don't want him to get this, because if he does it, it'll turn into a 4. So we would like to get this. And this one, we would also like to get that, because we could draw level with him and not allow him to get the bonus here. Let's see how it goes. We're strategizing without even knowing the dice roll yet. I'm going to pick that up, because this dice tower should have a little like a little courtyard to it, but I didn't bring it upstairs. So let's see. He got a 4 and 2 2s. So you see that I'm placing them always starting on the most expensive item, going down to the least expensive item. That just makes sense for him, the AI, and that's what the rules state. So, what I would like to do, he can keep his 2 2s. I don't care about that one at all. I think I'd like to play. I get 1 gold for every dice that is not exhausted at the end of the game. So, I don't know if that's worth fighting about. Why don't I just, you know what? Let's just go all out. We'll put 2 5s. We'll push him off. He has the lights out card, so he's going to roll again. And if he gets a 6, I'm going to be really upset. He gets a 4, so that doesn't do anything. He takes the pottery card. I take the tapestry and the manuscript card. I roll to see if I can keep any dice, which I can. I get 1, so that gives me an extra gold at the end of the game. And that is, in fact, the end of the game. There's no more treasure in my deck to look through. And so let's count up our gold points, including any bonuses from our collectors here that we're going to now sell our inheritance to, strangely, immediately. And let's see how we do. All right, I'm going to pause it while I do some simple arithmetic. All right, we're back. You can see I've broken out my calculating pad here to work out the totals. I like to go left to right. It just makes things kind of easy. So we've got a 10 total here because we got 5 bonus plus 5. We have 20 points for our remains as we got the full set, which gives us those 10 bonus points. I kind of think maybe that's the slightly overpowered, because every time I get that, I do tend to win. Anyway, we got a 6 here. We got 12 here because each one of these is now worth 4 because we got 2 more of them. We have a total of 48. Our opponent does get a nice bonus on his jewels. He gets +1 for each jewel he collects, so that's a nice score of 14. He does get the bonus on here as well, but he ends up with a score of 40. And so we are officially, let's consult the rules. affluent. And that's pretty good. I've got magnificent once before, I think. But we're affluent. We make a small fortune selling my family heirlooms. And that seems like a pretty good day's work for a grave robbing son? Or at least relative, I don't know. That was Crypt. Really quick run through, but I think this game is great. I have a lot of fun playing it. I am yet to try it with another person, so I can, like I said at the start of the video, I can imagine how exciting or like kind of interesting and fun that would be bidding against other people with your dice. But solo player, it's kind of fun too. Like there's a tension in terms of the treasure running out. There's a tension in terms of the dice rolling, where our opponent will be able to place his dice or not. And like I said, these really mix up the game. I think this one is too much. I think maybe a house rule, if I took this down to, I don't know, 6 or 8, it might be a bit fairer, but I don't know. Anyway, that is all for now. I will post the link to this 3D printed model in the description. This thing is really cool. It has magnets that hold it together, so you can make it as tall or as short as you want. And I will probably try to post a link to the game. I'm not sure if you can buy it on, like pre-order it through like BackerKit or Kickstarter anymore, or if you can just buy it straight from Road to Infamy. So I will figure that out and place that in the description too. All right, let me know if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for the games you want to see, if you have any comments, or if you see that I made a mistake and cheated. I didn't do it on purpose, but let me know, and I will replay and see if I can still become the most affluent inheritor of the game. All right, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. See you.